This is a brief interview with Carrie Jones of the Brookdale Center in Quincy, Massachusetts. She's going to talk about growing up in Winton, North Carolina, just for a few minutes. Now, where was Winton located?
It was in Hertford County in North Carolina.
Is that in the northern part of North Carolina, southern?
It was in the northeastern part
Uh-huh.
of North Carolina. We went on the Shawan River.
Now, how far were you from the Virginia border?
About an hour's drive.
So, probably not more than 30, 40, or 50 miles.
45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Now, I remember going down there, and you could drive quite a ways and not hit a paved road. Am I recollecting that correctly? Because I think back in the 1950s, especially, but maybe once you got into the 60s, the roads were paved more. Is that correct?
I really can't remember.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, I've had a great dose over there.
Now, what high school did you go to?
I can't hear because of your mask.
What high school did you go to?
I went to see a Calvin Scott Brown High School, C.S. Brown.
And what year did you graduate?
1951.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And what was your mother's name?
Gladys Cherry. She was a great part of Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Granddaddy was Indian.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaddy on my mother's side.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another question I have is, what year was Gladys Cherry born?
She was born in wait a minute now. My daddy was born in 1900. So she was about 6 years old.
In 1900? So she's born in 1906?
Oh, she was 15 when he was born. When he was married my mother.
Mm-hmm.
She was 15. They got married in 19...
And how old was he?
He was born 1900.
But how old was he?
22.
Okay. So they got married in 1922.
Yeah, but it was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma made him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what was your grandmother's name?
Carrie.
And do you remember what year she was born?
1968, I believe.
Oh, she couldn't have been born in 1968.
It was 48.
You mean 1868?
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
1868.
1868.
Wow. So that's just post-Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did your family get 40 acres and a mule by any chance?
Granddaddy, he was a thief anyway, and he got about 60 acres of land.
Uh-huh.
He had 60 acres.
Yeah. Now, your auntie wound up with most of that land. Geneva Jones.
And Abner Butler.
Now, what was Geneva's title?
She was Secretary of State of North Carolina.
No, she wasn't the Secretary of State. She's on the board of trustees for the University of North Carolina. And wasn't she deputy school supervisor like deputy superintendent.
That's what I said. Yeah.
And Abner Bowe, and he was the principal.
He was principal of a high school in Murfreesboro.
What was the name of the high school?
Murfreesboro High School.
Now, what year was Abner Bowe born?
He was there after. When he married Geneva, he was. He came. As he didn't. I guess they used him. Freeland used him or some. But it was a short time because Freeland put him right to work at Murfreesboro.
Now, I got another question for you. You went to the Magnolia House. Remember the Magnolia House?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever meet anybody there or any of the guests?
That was in Greensboro,
Mm-hmm.
the Magnolia House. That was Aunt Louie's side of the family. Your father's side.
Right. I remember. You know what else I wanted to ask you? In 1961, we went to see Sherman play in the World Series.
Yes.
Remember he had the barbecue in the backyard?
Yes.
And in the backyard, all the ball players were there. Willie Mays, Roger Maris.
Yeah.
Roger Maris had 61 home runs that year. And I remember he picked me up and he passed me on to Mickey Mantle. And then Willie Mays held me for a little bit too. I think I was about 7 or 8 years old at the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a good time there.
I was there.
Yeah, I was there too, sitting beside you.
I was
All right,
there.
well, I'm going to